WolfGxngDon, never lacking. 2K bills to the fraction, breaking it down to the pound, puts news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, boy, brick by brick, we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub, this WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill, sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges, 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah, running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah, the greatest builds inside 2K.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Don back here with another build video, man, and today I got y'all with the best defending build in this game. You're able to guard so many different positions with this build. It is the hybrid defender build. But alright, man, for this build we can go small forward, hand this up to you, jersey numbers up to you, but we can go ahead and make this build 6'9", 185 pounds, 7'7" wingspan with a solid body type, but you can go with whatever you want. Build will probably make you look the least frail, so build's probably what I'm gonna go with for the purpose of the video. Alright, man, let's get right into this build. So first things first, a close shot, we're only gonna take this up to a 47. Not very high for a close shot, to be honest, but we're not really too worried about the offense on this build. This build is a lockdown build. Now we're gonna take the driving layup up to a 67. The driving dunk, we're gonna take this up to an 86 to make sure we can unlock some of those nice animations. I went a little too fast, let me take that back down. And the standing dunk, we're gonna take that to a 53. Post control, we will leave that alone. We do not need post control. This build is all about defense. This build can definitely play the big position in park. I wouldn't suggest it for like rec or pro-am or anything like that. It's just not big enough, in my opinion. Now for the 3-point shot, we're gonna take this up to a 79, which is pretty good. I mean, with all of the other stats you're gonna see, like before you judge this build, just wait until you see the defense on it. Now for the mid-range shot, we're gonna take this up to a 70. The free throw, we're gonna leave that alone. Oh, well, actually, we're gonna take it up to a 58. But pretty much, if you wanna be able to use this build in rec or pro-am, I would highly suggest just maybe taking off a couple of the extra points that we did put in finishing and putting them on free throw so you can get the free throw to about a 60, high 60s, low 70s to make it usable, you know what I'm saying? Now for the pass accuracy, we're gonna take this up to a 75, just to make sure you're not out there throwing straight turnovers. A 75 is decent. I mean, if you're like a guard type build, I would suggest, you know, at a bare minimum going 75 to 80. Now for the ball handle, we're gonna take this up to an 81, man, which is decent for anybody who isn't a main ball handler. For the speed with ball, we're gonna leave it right there. We're not worried about the speed with ball at all. That's not where you even get your movement speed from. It's about acceleration. So if you want more movement speed as far as like moving the ball when you have the ball in your hand, acceleration is what makes you twitchy. So, you know, think about that before you make your builds for sure. Interior defense, we can go ahead and max that out at an 87. I will say that most of the time around an 80 is pretty good for any big, but we want that hybrid defender name, so we're gonna make sure we get it. Perimeter defense, we're gonna take that up to a 90. The steal, we're gonna take that up to a 90 as well. You can already see the defense on this build is absolutely crazy. So for the block, we're gonna take this up to a 93 so we can unlock that gold anchor, man. For the offensive rebound, we're gonna take this up to a 85. And then last but not least, we're gonna take the defensive rebound up to a 90. We do only get gold rebound chaser, but like I said, this build can literally defend any other build on the court as far as I'm concerned. Even those like little tiny guards, you'll be all right. Now we're gonna take the speed up to an 83. The acceleration, like I said, this is where you get all your speed from as far as like when you have the ball in your hand. We're gonna take that up to an 80. Strength, we're gonna leave it right there. The vert, we will be taking the vert up to an 82. And last but not least, we're gonna take that stamina up to a 90, man. We talked about a build like this before. So we got finishing, we do have 8 badges, shooting we got 15, playmaking 14, and then on defense we have 31 of those lockdown badges, man. All right, let's talk about takeovers. So we get sharpshooting, lockdown, rim protecting, and glass cleaner. I will go straight up badge drops. That's what you want to do on this build. Straight up badge drops, perimeter badge drop, and interior badge drop. And that will definitely have you out there moving like a demon with this build. Now we can go ahead and press continue so I can show you these shades of, and we can talk about this build name, because this is one of the rarest lockdown names in the game. So we got shades of Gerald Wallace, OG Anunoby, and LeBron James. Comes out as a hybrid defender, man. Easily one of the best defensive builds in this game. It can guard every position. As long as you know how to play your role, you can literally guard anybody. You can switch on to anybody. You can be that pick and roll defender. You can be the main ball defender. Anything you want on this build. But all right, man, let's go ahead and test this build so I can show you the best badges so you can get the most out of this build. So starting off with the finishing badges, man, this build does not get posterizer because you don't have enough badges to make it into tier 3, but we do have limitless takeoff, which will help you finish a lot of those plays where you would probably be trying to use posterizer anyway, but you'll be straight with just this. Just trust me, man, this build will work. Now we got limitless takeoff on gold cord, aerial wizard, and this is probably the one that would be easier to core because you can actually control this. If you catch a lot of oops, you'll be able to get this core pretty quickly. Then we got giant slayer on silver and slithery on bronze. Now it's not really much that I would add to this build because let's say you added pro touch or fearless finisher. Those are both layup type badges, and this build does have a decent amount of dunks, so I really think you should more so focus on dunks, even though Giant Slayer is a layup badge. I just think that'll help you finish it sometimes when you're going up against those builds that are a little bit bigger than you. Now, all right, for the shooting badges, we got catch and shoot cord on bronze, which would be pretty quick to get, blinders as well. Then we got green machine on silver. It's only on silver because that's the highest we can get it on this build. Now, this build will be able to shoot, even with that 79. I have a big that has a 75. I'm able to hit shots pretty consistently. It kind of sucks because the shots are slow, but other than that, everything's all good. Then we got volume shooter on gold and claymore on gold. Now these are two very important badges if you're playing with this build. After you get a few shots, volume shooter will start kicking on, and claymore will always be there. As long as you are stationary before you catch the ball, you'll be good to go. Now for playmaking, this is how I would run this. If you want to run it a different way, I completely understand, but this is how I would do it. So we got vice grip on gold, bailout on bronze, hyperdrive on silver, break starter on silver, and dimer on silver. Honestly, I don't see a lot of area for this build to improve much playmaking wise because you only have 14 badges, so you wouldn't be able to make it into the tier 3 for unpluckable. This build is not a dribbling build. Do not try to dribble on this build because you can't get unpluckable. And even if you were to put unpluckable on, there's going to be other people out there with glove even higher, so I would not suggest trying to dribble on this build. But defense, this is where this build excels, man. So we got rebound chaser on silver, we cord anchor in tier 3. Tier 2 is where all the important badges are for this build. So we got challenger on gold, chase down on hall of fame, clamps on silver, interceptor on gold. Chase down, you could probably take this down just a little bit and put one more point in the off-ball pass to make that gold. But this is how I would run it because chase downs are really OP if you know the timing. And that's the important part, is if you know the timing. You pretty much got to try to jump when they jump or a little bit before they do, because if you're late, you're not stopping the play, man. With off-ball pest is one of the most important badges in this game for anybody who's not the primary ball handler. I feel like this badge is just great because it'll get you a lot of those bumps on the people trying to run to the rim, run to the goal, get good position, and honestly it'll help you get a lot of those turnovers or forced turnovers on the offensive end when those guys are streaking to the rim. Then we got glove on silver. Honestly, I've been having a lot of success with it, even on silver. I'm not sure what the players I'm going up against have unpluckable on, but I would assume they have it on gold. And on silver, you just got to time it better. Like, you have to wait until the ball hits the ground. I feel like that's the best little window to get it in. When the ball hits the ground, that's when you reach. Or if the ball is close to you, that's when you reach. Like, if you can get your if you can get your shoulder, like your shoulder area near the ball, that's where you can get like those bump steals. But you can get plucks on this build as well. And then we got menace on bronze. I feel like this is one of those badges that isn't obvious where menace pops up at, or it isn't obvious the animation you get from it. But I do think in using this badge, if you put it higher or even on bronze, like you will see sometimes when you crowd the ball handler, especially if it's two of y'all, it kind of works like a double team type badge. Once you get that forced pickup, they get some real funky animations trying to pass out of it, man. But anyway, that is pretty much it for me, man. I will catch y'all boys in the next one. Let me know what y'all think about the build down in the comment section, and don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you check out some of my other videos, man. I drop absolute bangers, man. But all right, I will catch y'all boys in the next one. It's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. Peace.
Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the